Our purpose is to offer help to families in the area of budgeting and planning. Budgeting as it relates to financial issues and planning as it relates to meal preparation, purchases, and other short-term concerns. Helping families understand corporate power as it relates to purchasing in order to bring savings to the family. Experiencing and expanding the corporate power to joint ventures that teach skills and living such as home repair, bartering, seeking, and utilizing opportunities that make dreams come true. Assist families in obtaining knowledge and awareness of all human resources and services available to them. Sponsor seminars that coordinate various services to enhance and assist the family in their ever-changing and growing needs.
Hello, my name is Karen Cheathem. I'm Secretary Treasurer of S.I.A Corporation. We are home based in Muskegon, Michigan. We're not limited to Muskegon, Michigan, but that's our home base. And we'd like to talk to you as young people or parents about welcome to corporate America, some of the things that we need to be considering as we talk to our youth about their future. Welcome to corporate America. School and job. How does that go together? Well, I'm looking for a self-starter, which if I am an employer, that's what I'd be looking for. Able to complete projects without error and on time. Able to work alone and without direct supervision. And number 4, team player. Now, what are those 4 impact? Well, let's talk about it. As a parent or as a student, going to school helps set being on time, having your work done on time. Those are all important factors for an employer. When was the last time that you turned in all of your homework early? You got it finished on time, put it away, had time to look at it and make sure it was correct. And working with a team, that's another thing that you have to consider, because in corporate America, it's about teams. We pull in the accountants, our legal, our marketing, our R&D, which is research and development, and we put all those people together to come up with a focus of how the company is going to move forward. Now, if you're a team player, it doesn't matter if they don't like you. You're not there to be liked, but you're there to work on the team and do the best that you can. And you learn that as you're going to school, to work with other people who may not be like you, but you work together in order to achieve the ultimate goal, and that is to succeed. What else do we know about school and jobs and how that goes together? Accept constructive criticism. And that's very important because none of us are perfect. And if we really want to get to that level, we need to be able to accept constructive criticism. Yes, that dress is too low. Yes, it's too short. Yes, that's too much makeup. The nails are too long for where you're working. Yes, some of the things that you're wearing and what you're saying and how you're conducting your business may not fit into corporate America. And so if someone comes to you and say these things, you have to be able to accept it. If you want to continue to work there, you have to be willing to make those changes. What else does a school and job equal? Leadership potential. Can make great first impressions. High-level skills with diversification and culture sensitivity. Let's talk about this one, because number 7 is important. Make a great first impression. When do you make a first impression on somebody? It's when you first meet them. So if I meet you at Myers and you're on the phone and you're being disrespectful and you're looking at me like I've just lost my last mind, I'm going to remember that, because on Monday morning when you show up in your business suit with your attaché case or whatever you're carrying and a good resume, you've already made a first impression on me. So where we go and what we do is important, because you never know who sees you where you are. We're looking for leaders, individuals who can take that leadership role. And being a leader means you just don't follow everything that comes along. Young people, some of the dress style is not appropriate. It's not appropriate for school. It's definitely not appropriate for the workplace. You can't do what other people do. We're looking for leaders, people who are willing to be different, dress different, act different. And that's what you learn in school. It's okay to wear some things, but if you've got to be different because you don't agree with what they're doing, be different. because that's what a leader does. Let's go about sensitivity and understanding the global economics. You are now in direct competition with the world. And so you have to understand that when you're working in a climate where there are people from different cultures, you need to understand and respect their culture because their cultures are important to them. Different colors, different sayings. What may be totally acceptable to you may not be acceptable to the person next to you. And so you learn to be sensitive to their culture and have a sensitivity about yourself too, and a level of respect. You don't have to agree with what a person has for their culture, but you certainly have to respect it if you're going to work together as a team. And that's what you learn in school, is working together with people who are different, respecting their beliefs, maybe not believing what they believe, but to accept them and to respect. School equals preparation. SIA. And SIA is to see it, understand it, and explain it. What happens when you come into corporate America? You may not have someone to sit and work with you one-on-one. They'll give you a manual. They'll expect you to read it, understand it, and be able to explain it. Why is that important? Because that's how corporate America works. It's a fast pace, not in your face, but we expect that you come out of school with the ability to read, comprehend, understand, and be able to explain it and do it. And that's what we're looking for. Preparation plus opportunity is success. School helps prepare you for the opportunity that you take advantage of so that you may be successful. Let's see what else we can do up here. Making decisions. That's always important when we get a job. We make decisions every day. You make a decision to come to school or not. You make a decision to be on time or late, to learn or not to learn, to respect or not to respect. Impressions. Who is looking at you? Where, when, and what did they see? Everywhere you go, somebody's observing you. And they're looking at what you are and what you're doing. And they're making some type of memory about you. And so you want them to have a good memory about you because you never know. You might need that individual to make some kind of a recommendation for you. Sunday school teachers and teachers. We have to go back to them if you're just coming out and you haven't had any history of work. Well, let's see what else is going on. Success and discipline go together. In order to be successful, you have to be disciplined. You can't procrastinate when it comes to homework. You can't procrastinate when it comes to working. You have to be flexible and able to get everything done and be disciplined to get it done and have it done correctly. So let's learn how to live on less. You said, what has that got to do with anything? Well, once you get a job, if you don't understand how to spend your money, you'll wind up being broke. So, FYI, some companies will not hire a person who has a bad credit. And let's stop right there. Why? Because there are some issues that's going on. And let me give you 2 points. First of all, an employer can look on your credit score because they want to determine if you're trustworthy. They also look at Facebook, you know, all your tweeters and all the stuff that you put out there in the cyberspace. It never goes away. And so if you're making some poor decisions about things you put on Facebook, you better think twice, because 5, 6, 7 years from now, somebody may key in your name and pull up something that you are really embarrassed about, and it may cause you not to be hired. Credit scores, what do we look at? To purchase goods and services and fail to pay as agreed makes you a what? Makes you a liar and a thief, because you lied about the agreement, you didn't keep it, and you stole the goods or services and you haven't paid for it. And many employers will not hire you because of that criteria. Let's look at budgeting is setting a goal, planning, thinking, commitment. Important components that help us where? In every area of our life. We need to plan. Where do you want to be in 10 years, 15 years? Do you still want to be doing the same thing? You need to set a plan and some goals. I mean, we can always change, but if you never have a plan set, you don't have a directive, you don't have an objective, you're not going to go very far. So how does it work? Let's begin with a simple budget. And we're going to do an overview, because you have a new job anywhere that's going to start September 1st. What else? Upon completion of 6 months, that's your probationary period, you will have a full medical, prescriptions, long-term, short-term disability. You're going to have holiday sick, dental, per the payroll deductions of $150. Okay, So let me remind you what you're doing, and we're going to continue, and then I'm going to go back and help you understand what we're doing. You are paid $2,500 a month. If you're absent during that probationary period, $125 a day goes away, and your taxes run $900. So let's stop right there. What you do is, you don't want to live in Muskegon because that's what everybody tells me. And so parents and children, if you're watching this, help each other understand that I may want to live in a city. Well, taxes might be high, cost of living might be high, but if I'm moving away and I have some things I need to do, I have to plan for that moving, and I have to plan how am I going to spend and how am I going to survive. Because I'm not going to be at home. I'm going to be away, I'm going to be living on my own. And so we need to work together to work through this plan. First of all, if you're ready to work and you're standing someplace and the monthly gross is $2,500, that's what you have, $2,500. During the probationary period, that's that 6 months that we look at you, we watch you. We want to see if you come to work on time, if you get your work on time, if you are a leader, if you're able to work with the team. We're looking at you, everything you do for 6 months. So that's the probationary period. And for some companies it runs 6 months, some may run longer and some shorter. But for this example, we're doing the 6 months. If you're absent, I don't care if you're sick, I don't care if something happened, I don't care if they stole the car, I don't care if the wheels went flat. If you are absent from work, I'm not going to pay you that during that time. So you lose $125. And because you're living in the nice city, your taxes are going to run about $900, federal, state, maybe local taxes. But it depends on where you live, but $900 for this example is your taxes, and we're not going to discuss it because they're going to take it out before you go home. Let's continue. Our overview, the rent payment is due the first of each month. There's a $25 fee to be added each day. Payment is not received in full. Now, here's the options, and we want to go through this very carefully. It's a 1-bedroom, all utilities paid, $800 if you sign a 1-year lease, $950 a month on a month-to-month lease. If you sign a year lease and you're sure that you're going to have a job for a year, that's fine. But if you sign a year lease with me and you don't have a job, you still owe me because you've signed a lease. So you have to think about that before you make a decision. But here's the other thing. You got to pay me a $400 deposit because I don't know you. I don't know you, your family, or anybody else. And even if I did know you, this is business. And so now that you are working, I expect you to comply. So we've got to have a place to stay. You make a choice. Gasoline is $110 a week. Because you're in the city, $110 a week or more may be required. So maybe you get there and you meet somebody who lives maybe 4 or 5 doors from you and they're going to be on time for work. Maybe you can carpool and lessen that cost. Your renter's insurance, $50 a month. Why is that important? Because if the place burns down and you have no renter's insurance, you don't get reimbursed for anything. I only have insurance on my building. You have to insure whatever you have in there. And before I forget to tell you that your rent and utilities does not include, are you listening to me, does not include cable and your cell phones. It only includes light, gas, and water. So all those other luxuries you had while you were at home, they don't exist unless you pay for them. Let's see what else we have to do. We have auto payment, $250. And guess what? We can repossess that car if you don't pay for it. We purchased some used appliances for $175. Oh, did I not tell you that appliances are not a part of the rent? If you want a stove and a refrigerator, that's extra. If you want carpeting, if you want a sofa, you want a chair and a bed, that's extra. If you want dishes and towels and deodorant and soap, that's extra. I just thought I'd throw that in there because you might be thinking that you were at home. You're not, you're on your own. The company allows you to pay for a $20 fee. They'll loan you $100 because they know you're just getting started. So what's happened? You got this job, and let's have some activities that's going on. You have $1,000 in cash, and your company has deposited your first check in the bank and your account at September 1, because that was the agreement of the company that we would put your money in the bank on September 1. So your check is in there. But the $1,000, remember, that was just one time. That's your gift for graduation Everybody in town was excited about you graduating. You're not going to get that $1,000 every day. So remember, the $1,000 is a one-time gift. Let's see what else is going on in September. The office is having a party, $75. You have to decide, do you want to go or not? Oh, an Apple iPhone 432G, $90 a flat fee rate, unlimited usage. That's fine, but what's the small print? With a 3-year plan, phone cost of $730 and last 2 years at the regular rate. So at least you're going to be out of $730, even though you're only going to pay $90 a month, which sounds pretty good for the phone. You have to remember to read the small print. You are sick on September 17th, 18th, and 19th. What does that mean? That means for every day you are sick, $125 comes out of your paycheck. And because you were sick and you went to the doctor, medications were $130, office visits $160. And don't forget, laundry costs. Laundry costs is not a part of the utility cost at your apartment. You had a flat tire and it can't be repaired. So what do you have to do? You have to pay $60 for that tire. These are all things that are happening in that month for you to make decisions. Let's see what else is going on in September. Oh, the group from the office has dinner out every Friday, $50. Can you afford to go? If you can't and you're making a plan and that's not in your plan, then you don't spend it. You're invited to join the Career Students Professional Organization, $100 fee. Is that important? Will it help you get a job advancement? If it is important and it's required, then you do it. If it's not, then it's not in your plan, you don't. Furniture. I mean, you're tired of sitting on the floor? Well, can you afford the $400 for the furniture? If you can, it's in your plan, fine. If not, you may have to look or have to wait. Order lunch, $6 a day. $6 a day, 5 days a week, that's $30. $30, $60, $90, $120 if you did it for a month. Can you afford that? Maybe you can afford one, but not every day. Food and non-food items, you estimate $80 for food and non-food. Remember, you're on your own. Soap, detergent, and all of those things that you had when you were at home with mom doesn't exist anymore. You have to buy them and you have to plan. September 23rd, oh, you've made it through the month. The current project of changing over the computer system resulted in an unanticipated malfunction. Wow, your October check will be late. What does that mean? That means if you're paying your rent and your rent's going to be late, you're going to have a fee. What else does that mean? That means if you made some bad decisions, you don't have enough money to make it through October or when you get your check. So everything that you made a decision for in September is going to affect you in October. And that's why we talked about planning and saving. You never know what may come up. They'll advise you of the progress. Well, somebody might say, and let me just say, if you are a young man, you might dress in your best suit and go and talk to your landlord and explain to him, landlord, this right here says that it's not my fault. It's not my fault. It's not my fault that my check is late. So can you delay that fee charge and I promise to pay you? Or you might say, if you were a young lady, and get the tears out really good and say, you know, they messed up my check and I'm really having a hard time, but I want to be a good renter, so can you give me a break? Maybe they'll listen. Maybe they won't. But based upon the decisions that you made and this happening, you could be in a little bit of trouble because you could be paying out more fees and costs because you haven't. But if you were really wise, that $1,000 you had for the first time, you would have put it away and then you would have been able to pay your rent. And that's just in this scenario. So we leave it that way and we thank you for joining us, but we want you to know how important it is to budget, to plan ahead, to do what you need to do. S.I.A is here to help you because we feel it's important that you understand how to best utilize your money, which the Lord has entrusted in your care as a good steward. Be responsible, plan, call us. We'll be willing to help you. You can check the information as it comes up, but give us a call or email us. Check out our website. We're here to serve you as God has given us the ability to serve. Thanks, and have a great day.